Well, we got a couple of what I refer to as the neo-classics.
If you are a fan of counting cars, you definitely know Danny Coker. He is one of the most popular car show hosts of our time. But what has he been doing since the show ended? What does his life look like now? Has he been in any drama or scandals? Here's everything we know. Danny came into the limelight when he got his own spin-off of the long-running reality TV show, Pawn Stars, that aired on History Channel. And it's not really a surprise that Danny got his own show. His magnetic personality led to producers offering him his own show, Counting Cars, which aired in August 2012. But his charisma is not the only thing that got him there. His family history is truly insane. Danny comes from a background where he was surrounded by people who worked on cars. He developed an interest in cars when he got a toy cruiser when he was only 8 years old. And ever since then, he has been obsessed with cars. I can see where his interest flourished into passion. A quick look into Danny's family history shows that he spent most of his summers in Detroit, Michigan because his father and some relatives worked with the Ford Motor Company. So it's not exactly shocking that he became obsessed with fixing cars and motorcycles as well as buying and selling them. Interestingly, most of what Danny knows about cars is self-taught. He had learned how to take the cars apart, how each part worked, and how to put it all back together. While most people know him for his work in the automotive business, Danny might actually surprise you. There's a lot more to him than that. For example, he is quite an accomplished singer. Interestingly, Danny's father, Daniel Coker, was a singer and songwriter who was actually in several bands. As Danny grew up, he followed in his father's footsteps and joined the family band when he was 11. The Coker family band was successful, and you wouldn't believe it, but they actually performed at Carnegie Hall in New York City when Danny was only 11 years old. This is truly insane. Today, he is part of a rock band, Count 77, formed in 2014. The band even released their debut album that same year, which is pretty impressive. Despite being a celebrity mechanic, Danny hasn't abandoned his microphone. I mean, it's not every day you meet someone with 2 successful ventures, but Danny seems to have it all. Most people think that the band became popular due to the TV show, but the shocking thing is that Count 77 was already performing in smaller venues before Counting Cars premiered on TV. So in hindsight, the TV show gave the band a wider platform, but they were already doing pretty well on their own. What's also crazy is that Danny was on TV way before he got his reality TV fame. From 1990 to 2000, Danny introduced B-horror movies on Vegas TV station KFBT, where he dressed up like a vampire/Elvis impersonator. As the station's co-owner, he also hosted a show that made him pretty popular. And what's even crazier is that he got his nickname, The Count, from his show, which stuck with him from that point forward. So it made sense for Danny to name his repair show County Customs. But how did Danny move from being a self-taught mechanic and childhood singer to the Danny we know today at County Customs? It was his passion for vehicles that brought Danny to Vegas, where he met Rick Harrison, the owner of Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, which led to the reality show Pawn Stars. Counting Cars is a small fraction of his life because he started the show in his 30s. When he first moved to Las Vegas, he established a one-of-a-kind vintage car restoration workshop. As time went on, he started making a name for himself for his restoration skills, which drew in a lot of car enthusiasts and vintage car owners. His reputation as an expert on cars eventually got him a spot on Pawn Stars, where he gave an evaluation on old cars and parts. The success of the show and his popularity led to the creation of a spin-off, Counting Cars. If you are unfamiliar with the show, Counting Cars was based on his repair shop, County Customs. Basically, it followed the exploits of Count's Customs, a Vegas-based high-end automobile restoration service, as they restored and modified old cars to flip them for a profit. Danny was obviously the star of the show, but there's more. He was also the main host, writer, and executive producer of the show. This means that everything you saw on the show had a Danny touch to it. But that's not all. On top of all the success he got from the show, Danny also has another business going. Did you know that he also owns a music venue called Count's Vamped Rock Bar and Grill? It's crazy how he has built a hotspot for live music performances in Vegas, and it's also seriously impressive. Now, I know you're probably wondering, has Danny been involved in any scandals or drama lately? Well, I hate to disappoint you, but it seems like he's managed to stay out of the tabloids. Of course, there have been a few rumors and tabloid stories about him over the years, but he has managed to keep his brand clean and positive as one of the most popular car show hosts. But what about Danny's personal life? As we can all remember, he got married to his longtime girlfriend, Corey, in 2015, and it turns out that they've been happily married ever since. What's interesting is that the two have managed to keep their relationship a top secret. We don't really know much about them, but we do know that the couple made a decision not to have any children together. Pretty interesting, right? For a celebrity TV host, this is quite rare. So if you're wondering whether there are any little ones that the couple are hiding about, well, they do not exist. What's interesting is that Corey is actually a huge part of Danny's brand, even though we don't know a ton about their relationship. She is the one who manages their Count's Vamped Rock Bar and Grill, which is pretty cool. Overall, it seems like Danny has been pretty busy. He apparently often goes on local tours with his band, Count 77, which is pretty amazing. I think it's very impressive that he still keeps up with all of his different hobbies and passions. When it comes to the show, it's a little hard to say what's happening with it. It looks like it might have ended since the last season aired in 2021, and we haven't really heard much about it since. The show hasn't been officially renewed, so it might truly be over. But who knows? Maybe we'll get season 11 at some point. So there you have it. Danny the Count Coker is still very much active in the automotive industry and pursuing his passion for music. He's managed to keep his personal life relatively private, but he's still sharing bits and pieces of it with his fans on social media. And who knows, maybe you'll run into him somewhere next time you're in Las Vegas. I think it's pretty interesting to see how he has managed to build a career as a successful celebrity mechanic and musician at the same time. But what do you guys think? Are you impressed by Danny's exploits? And do you think the show Counting Cars is worth more seasons? Let me know in the comments below.